What is going on, everybody? Sports Expert here, and we are here with our Week 9 NFL picks. And before we start the video, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, turn on the post notification bell, like the video, comment what you think. Liking and commenting helps us in the algorithm, so I'd appreciate that very much, guys. So, yeah, let's get right into it. As Thursday Night Football, as we have and we do these videos every week, so yeah, just a heads up there. And we have the Houston Texans and the New York Jets. The Texans are coming off a home win against the Indianapolis Colts, and the Jets are coming off a road loss against the New England Patriots. One team is interested in winning, one team is interested in clicks and money, and that's the New York Jets that are interested in the clicks and money. They're favored in this game. I don't know how. I'm just not picking them. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans in this one. I don't care if they're underdogs. It's just an easy upset pick. They'll be more motivated to win this game. They'll have enough offense. The Jets are kind of worn out now. They're 2-6. Jeff Ulbrich is just not doing a good job at all with that defense, and the Texans should be able to score whatever they want, really. Let's be real. We have the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. The Cowboys are coming off a loss at the San Francisco 49ers. The Falcons are coming off a win at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The problem with the Falcons this year, they've been really inconsistent. One of the most inconsistent teams in the league. And I think the Cowboys find a way to take advantage of that. And looking at it, I know Dak Prescott hasn't played great this year, but there are times where he can spike the ball down the field and give the Cowboys some momentum. I think he'll do it here against the Falcons. I think Mike McCarthy will come up with a really solid game plan, and the Cowboys get some pressure on Kirk Cousins, and that's the difference in this one. We have the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins are coming off a home loss against the Arizona Cardinals. The Bills are coming off a road win against the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. They're just the better team right now. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Miami Dolphins right now, especially their defense. I don't think their defense will be able to do enough in Buffalo to pick up a win. And the Bills just kind of own the Dolphins right now. I think it's one of those things where Sean McDermott just comes up with a consistently good game plan against the Dolphins and leads them to victory. Josh Allen should be able to play a solid game. Keon Coleman will make a difference on the offensive side for the Bills. I think Tua could play okay, but I just think the Bills might be a bit too much for the Dolphins right now. We have the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. Raiders, their quarterback situation's a mess. They're coming off a loss against the Chiefs. The Bengals are 0-4 at home, coming off another home loss against the Eagles, but I think they'll improve to 1-4. There's no confidence in the Raiders right now. They're poorly coached right now. The quarterback play just isn't there. There's just not a lot of chemistry between the players right now, and it's just pretty much a gimme win for the Cincinnati Bengals. If they can't win this game, then there's not a lot to say other than Zach Taylor should probably lose his job. But the Bengals, they're 20. Though I got 23-13 here. I don't see a scenario where they really just get beat down in this game, as they should be able to win it. We have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Cleveland Browns. The Chargers are coming off a win at home against the depleted New Orleans Saints, and the Browns are coming off a home win against the hot Baltimore Ravens. So really interesting game here. You got Justin Herbert leading the way for the Chargers and Jameis Winston leading the way for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to take the Browns to continue some of their momentum. I think the Browns will find a way here. I think it's one of those things where it's like maybe they're riding the hot wave. Another home game where the crowd will be much more engaged this time. No Deshaun Watson. The team obviously plays harder around Jameis and Deshaun. There's no doubt about that. And the Chargers offense hasn't been amazing this year. They did score 26 against the Saints, but that team's depleted, so it's not really too much of a shock that really happened. I think the Browns will allow some points here and there, but I think the Browns can come out here and show why they should be the favorite in this game. They're 2-point underdogs at home, which is interesting, but I think the Browns might be the better team, especially with Jameis Winston at quarterback, and I think they'll find a way, especially if Jameis Winston and the rest of the guys limit the turnover. The Browns got to win the turnover battle. We have a pretty crappy game here. The New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. Patriots coming off a great win at home against the Jets. The Titans are coming off another blowout loss, this time against the Lions. Titans stink. One of Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward is ending up in Tennessee. They're going to be one of the worst. They're going to get a top 5 pick. I don't expect them to win this game. The Patriots will win this game 18-13, something like that. I think they'll do enough regardless if Drake May plays or not. And yeah, sorry Titans fans, your team just isn't very good, and you're just getting beat down every week, even by bad teams. So, yeah, bottom 5 team might even be the worst team in the league if it weren't for the Panthers. We have the Washington Commanders of the New York Giants. The Commanders are coming off a miracle win with the Hail Mary against the Chicago Bears. A game they should have won anyway, but they just kind of just kick field goals. I guess kicking field goals is their specialty. And then you have the New York Giants coming off another loss in prime time at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Danny Dimes prime time. So you got the Washington Commanders. I think they'll come out and win this game. I think the Giants will struggle once again at home. They're just a really bad home team. Like I said, Daniel Jones does not play well at home. I think that's because he's scared of the New York crowd. A lot of players really perform poorly in New York because of the crowd. They're actually scared of the New York crowd, and I think Daniel Jones is one of those players. I just don't understand why, but I think it's just one of those things where it's like he's just intimidated. Remember Joey Gallo and the New York Yankees? He even admitted he sucked in New York because he was so intimidated by the crowd and everything in the fan base of how scared he was. Not even trolling, but it's true. So give me the Commanders in this one. They'll go out and beat the Giants, who are usually lifeless at home. We have the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers, another crummy game. Derek Carr's expected to come back for the Saints. Woohoo! So that should help the Saints. I'm going to take the Saints in this one. They dominated the Panthers so badly in the first matchup. I don't see the Panthers coming up with a game plan where they can come out and beat this team, especially if Derek Carr plays. Bryce Young may start again. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Panthers. I think the Saints defense will do enough, especially if they're healthy going into this game. I think it's just one of those games where who can score the most points, who can score a decent amount of points first, and I'm going to go with the Saints. We have the Denver Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens. This has a chance to be a very good game. The Broncos and Ravens are both 5-3, and the Broncos are coming off a win against the Panthers. Ravens coming off the loss against the Browns. The thing is, I do think the Ravens will be due for a bounce back, and they'll do exactly that. The one thing that worries me about the Broncos, they're winning games. It just feels like they've beaten up on a lot of bad teams, and this is going to be a reality check for a very young team that has some ways to go. It is very well coached, but looking at it, they need some time, and the Ravens, they'll run the ball well. They'll find ways. Derrick Henry will do his thing. Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman will get involved, and that'll be the difference for the Baltimore Ravens in this game. We have the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. The Bears are coming off that demoralizing loss against the Commanders. Tyreek Stevenson, what are you doing? And we have the Arizona Cardinals coming off a great comeback road win against the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking the Cardinals in this one. I think the Bears are going to be a bit demoralized from that Hail Mary loss. I think it's going to take some time for that team to get it together. If they win this game, I'll eat my crow, but I think it's one of those things where the Cardinals are riding the hot wave, and the Bears are riding a really cold wave, and they're just kind of demoralized right now, as I said. And I think the Cardinals will come up with a much more anticipated game plan. The Bears, they're just one of those teams where I had a lot of hope for this season, and they're still playing okay, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, are they going to be able to score enough in this game? I just don't think so. I think the Cardinals defense should play really well. Jonathan Gannon will have his guys ready. Give me the Cardinals. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jaguars, they're coming off a home loss against the Packers, a game they probably should have won. And the Eagles are coming off a great road win against the Bengals. Give me the Eagles in this one, 26-6. I don't think this game will be close. I don't think the Jaguars will do much offensively. Their offense was already struggling with Christian Kirk and Brian Thompson. Both are out this week. There's just not a lot to be excited about. I mean, if the Eagles prepare for the run game, they're going to have to make Trevor Lawrence throw, and he's just not going to have a lot of options. I mean, Evan Ingram will be out there, but it's like, who else is going to be out there? You know what I mean? Nobody that's going to be a superstar. Gabe Davis is okay at best. It's just one of those things where the Jaguars are depleted, and I just don't expect a lot of offense from them. I think the Eagles will come out and just dominate. Here's a good game. The Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, battle of NFC North teams. A very good division this year. One of those teams could very well be playing in the Super Bowl for the NFC representing. The Lions are coming off a blowout win against the Tennessee Titans, and the Green Bay Packers are coming off a win against the Jaguars on the road. I'm going to take the Packers in this one in Lambeau Field. I think them being at home is going to be the reason why they win this game. I think this is a game where the home team wins, and Jordan Love has gotten off to some slow starts this season, so the Packers, they cannot get off to a too slow of a start against the Lions. And if there's one thing about the Packers, they can rush the passer. You have to do that against the Lions. I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. And if the Packers can do that enough, they'll have a chance in this game. And I'm going to take them to win. I think it's going to be one of those games. I think the Lions are up like 10 at halftime, but it's one of those games where the Packers go out and complete the comeback. I think Matt LaFleur will create a great second half game plan, who I believe could honestly be the best coach in the NFL right now. Terrific mind. And I think the Packers, they're going to be looking, they're going to look feisty out there. Same with the Detroit Lions, kneecaps, of course, but give me the Packers, 31-28. I'm just going to pick the Packers. We have the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are coming off a great Thursday night football win against the Vikings. I picked them. And we have the Seattle Seahawks coming off a horrible blowout loss at home against the Bills. I'm taking the Rams on the road in this one. I mean, Sean McVay should be able to coach circles around Mike Macdonald. If he's not, I'm going to be really concerned. Because Mike Macdonald has been horrible this year. I know they're 4-4, but he has been horrible this year. He had that one good game against the Falcons he coached, but it's like, I mean, I liked Mike McDaniel as a head coaching candidate, but he just has not, him and his staff has just not been good this season. I mean, it's just kind of awry. It just seems like they go away from what they should be doing too often. And it's just one of those things where it's like the Seahawks, they're just down way too much because of the coaching staff. Like, players aren't doing their jobs, but at the same time, the Seahawks are just kind of in this position where it's like, what are they supposed to do when these coaches just go away from their identity? So, and on top of that, the Seahawks are terrible at home for some reason. You know, everyone's like, the fan, it's hard to play with the fan. No, I mean, the Seahawks, nobody goes to those games anymore. Nobody goes to Seahawks games anymore in 2024. I mean, people still go, but it's all road fans. Seahawks fans don't give a damn. They just sit at home. They don't care. It's just I don't know what's happened, but just one of those things where, I mean, Seahawks fans just don't go to the games anymore. I mean, I think there may have been more Bills fans than Seahawks fans, not even joking, at that game last week, or a couple days ago. Give me the Rams, especially with Kupp and Nakua healthy. Sunday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. This could be a very interesting matchup. Very interesting, to say the least, with the Colts, too. Remember what happened to Anthony Richardson? I got to tap out. So, you know, I don't understand what's going on over there. The Vikings, they're coming off a couple losses in a row, but I think they're going to find a way to bounce back. You know, it's a Sunday Night Football game. It's a primetime game. There's going to be some one middle-aged 40-year-old man pressing the skull drum like school with like all the lights off and stuff before the game in a primetime game, and that's going to motivate the hell out of the Vikings. They're going to come out and win this one. Offense is going to go crazy. I think Sam Darnold has a really good game. I think Anthony Richardson won't play terrible, but I don't think the Colts will be able to keep up. I think it's going to be close at halftime, but Vikings pull away in the end. And on Monday Night Football, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bucs are coming off a home loss against the Falcons. The Chiefs are coming off another road win at this time against the Raiders. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to go 8-0. I think they'll win at home. Arrowhead, they'll show up, of course. The Bucs will show up too, but I think it's one of those things where it's just they don't have Evans or Godwin. They're going to struggle to move the ball on the Steve Spagnuolo coach defense. Great defensive mind, of course, and I think the Chiefs find a way to get pressure on Baker Mayfield, who I believe is now leading the NFL in interceptions. So it hasn't been the greatest experience for him lately. And I think the Chiefs will take advantage of that. They'll watch the film. They'll know what to do. They have an extra day to prepare. That'll help a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 7-0. And my issue with the Bucs is Todd Bowles. He's not a very good head football coach. Very good defensive coordinator. Very good defensive coach. As a head coach, he's just really bad. I mean, when it comes to head coaching duties, he's among the worst in football. But when it comes to coaching a defense, he's terrific. There's no doubt about that. But that's kind of where I'm at right now with that. And yeah, so those are my picks for the week, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Sports Expert here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. Like the video. Comment what you think. I'm out, guys. Sports Expert here. Peace.